Jesus said, "You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemies. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." So the name of this book is Love Your Enemies, and is a study of that command as it occurs in Matthew and Luke, as it occurs in its original use in Jesus' life, and as it takes its form in Romans 12 and 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1 Peter 3. And so it's a study of Jesus' command to love our enemies as it was put in the context of the Gospels and then put in the context of the early church through the epistles. That's the gist of it. What's unique about this is that it's my doctoral dissertation. This book is over 40 years old, and this edition was just published in 2012. So I wrote a new preface for it to orient it in today's discussion and to explain why it has the form that it has and how it might be helpful for ordinary people. It's not the kind of book that your average Christian is going to read. And yet, I tried to look through it and say, now, what are the roots here of how I think about loving God and loving people and God loving us? And there are enough sections in this book that are the roots of what I think, that I think it may have interest for lots of people. At least the topic itself is tremendously important. The church today needs to come to terms with what it means to love our enemies personally at the office or even in our families if we feel people have turned on us, and globally, what does it mean for governments and so on. So I wrestle with some difficult things here, and I wonder whether or not God might be pleased to use the reissue of this to awaken in some of us a fresh longing to love our enemies.